Here we go again. Another day, another thought session. I'm thinking a lot about setting up to do the thing that you really want to do, and how setting up to do the thing that you really want to do isn't doing the thing that you really want to do. I've been setting up a studio lately. Been spending quite a bit of time doing that. Quite a bit more time doing that than I should be, I should be spending that time playing music, but I keep setting up the studio. It's like this thing I saw a while ago. People work in audio software, and instead of actually writing songs, they write nothing. And instead, they make templates so they can make songs later. Don't let your whole life be a template making session. And don't waste too much time on thinking about a plan. Thought without action is just being an airhead. Action without thought, on the other hand, it's just being a fool. Finding time to think is hard enough. You don't want to spend all your time thinking, because it's hard enough to find time just to think. So once you're done thinking about something, what are you going to do? It's quite the dilemma that a lot of people who, had enough money to not have to work that much, kind of have a dilemma. It's like, well, what do you do? Because you can do anything. And you should be doing as much as possible. Even if doing is just as much not doing. I think to understand the hurried pace of today is really important. Discovering a role for yourself and your destiny in this world. A lot of people, myself included, probably like to reduce the word role down into something like career or job, but that's not the case. There are people out there who will follow their destiny, who will find their path, who will never work a shitty job. And it's hard for a lot of people to accept that, it's not always just nose to the grindstone, work away, work away, work away. You may progress in life and you may do very well, but you may come to find that you hold some deep inner resentment for not really trying to do what it was that you thought that you should do. When every day when your body gave you resistance to going to that mundane 9 to 5 that you promised yourself you would do, maybe there's a reason for that resistance. That's what I'm trying to say. Like maybe in the morning when your body's like, fuck this, when your mind in the middle of the day is like, I cannot believe, like, what is happening? Like, can we not do something better? Can we not do something more? And you just say, disciplinedly enough, just take it easy, brain. We're gonna get through today. We're gonna make more money. We're gonna get closer to our goal. And hopefully that's the case. And hopefully you're not fooling yourself, because there are veils that are not drug related. I've heard it said that the root of all evil in the world is not money, but the love of money. And if truly monetary value takes precedent over the own value of your life, or the value of your destiny to yourself, then money and earnings and value are a veil. It's easy for somebody to go too far the other direction with this, especially somebody like me, to say, all right then, well, when my body offers resistance, that's the world telling me, don't do the job, don't work, find something else. Stay in the in-between state of not having jobs, so that you have more freedom to move from place to place, more time to think, It's a false binary. Work all the time or never work at all. Certainly you'd want to work all the time. There's no money to be had in a lot of part-time work unless you're truly trying to make the skills that you were given in this life work for you. I've heard it said that a man that follows his dreams will never work a day in his life. If you find your dream job, you'll never work a day in your life. I find it interesting, the biblical character I formerly thought was pronounced Job. He seems to have suffered a lot, and he never gave up faith in God. I don't know if there's a metaphor there, but I tend to think there is. I tend to think that before the King James translation of the Holy Bible, the English wasn't really that standardized of a language at all. So I tend to think that English is made for us. And we have to look to classical literature, some of the first, mass-produced English documents for the world, like the Bible, to understand our language. The framework in which we speak is a framework in which we live. There are 6 colors in a rainbow, yet an infinite amount of colors in a spectrum. If I tell you to name colors outside of the spectrum, it is only via the word that you are able to describe them to me. If I say something like teal, you know it's not blue and you know it's not green, but you know it's somewhere in between. And so with the word, we can understand each other. If I say something like mauve, you may not know what that is. And so despite that representing a color, you might not see the color mauve. Is it brown? Is it burgundy? I can't really remember. It could be one of them. But you see, the word is not the thing. The word only represents the thing. And to get past that layer of representation to the true understanding is the whole point of listening. Not to hear the word and assume definition, but to hear the word and let it play. Let the word play in your brain. That's what truly listening is. That's how you make connections to other things. People aren't what they purport to be. And diagnoses are so binding, especially in the realm of mental health. You think spiritual health, well, we don't have that in the West. Spiritual health, you go to the doctor and say, hey, I'm having a spiritual health crisis. They treat that the same as the mind. And what the mind doesn't understand, but takes part in, will imprison it. The language of psychology, depression, anxiety, PTSD, psychopathy, sociopathy, autism. It's not to say these words are meaningless, but they are compartments to simplify. And simplification in the face of this extreme complexity that we face in the 21st century is an error. We should not simplify. We should dig in deep, and we should absolutely not compartmentalize others or ourselves. Who are you today? You ever notice there's not an answer? We just be who we are as best we can. And we know when we're having off days. I'm feeling off. I can't be on today. What is on? Who are you? Every single day, ask yourself this question and act it out. That's it.